Hello guys, it's IR here. Since last time we did Italy, I thought that today we're gonna do the dialects of France. So in France, the dialects are usually the Romance languages are divided into like three groups. So we have um, the Air Français, we have the Air Franco-Provincial, and then we have the Air Occitan. And we also have some other languages that aren't what we consider French, like the Basque language, the Catalan language, the Breton language, and the Germanic languages, and also some of the more Italic languages, and uh, and yeah, pretty much all that. Um, so I'm gonna go a little closer. So we have Francian, which is here in the middle, and this is where the like modern French is based on. And then we have Wallon language, which is um, which is spoken right here. Which is if we check the map of Belgium, it's spoken all over the French side of Belgium. And then we have Picard, which is spoken over here. And then we got Normand, which is spoken over here. And here's the Normans, the famous. They have a unique history. They invaded France. I mean, they invaded England historically. So it's pretty fascinating. And then we have the Gallo language, which is spoken right here. And you know, the Bretons and the Gallos, they have a lot of history together. And then we got the Manso, which is spoken over around here. And then we got the Angevin, and we spoken around here. And these people, they had a lot of big history, as you know, the Angevin dynasty, and yeah, they pretty much ruled all over the world at the time. And then we have the Pontevin dialect, which is spoken over here. And then we have the Saint Tongues, which is spoken over here. It's also spoken in that I think it's called Bordeaux or something like that. A very nice city. And then we have these other languages as well. So Tourangeau, which is spoken over here. Béjon is spoken over here. Orléanais, which is spoken around here. It's pretty, as you can see, pretty spoken. And this is where New Orleans come from the city of Orleans, which is around here. And then Berrichon, which is spoken around here. And then Bourbonnais, which is spoken around here. And then we have Bourguignon, which is spoken around here, quite spoken as well. And then Champenois, which is spoken around here. One thing I want to let y'all know is that there are dialects within these dialects, and also like the difference between the dialects are not very defined. So depending on where you are, like if you're in a border town, the dialect is probably like a mix of both dialects. But this is just a good example of it, and there's historical reasons why this has happened, but some of it's just like based on like natural development of people. Then we have Lorraine, which is spoken around here. They had a really interesting history in the past. And then we got Comtois d'Ol, and it's spoken around here. And so that's the French. So all of these would be quite similar to like standard French. You could understand some of it. Like some of the words are different, so it will be difficult to understand everything in the grammar. But they're pretty similar. They're based on the same cultural elements, so most of the words you would understand. Now we go to Franco-Provincial, and this is an interesting case. So it's kind of like French, but it's also like a bit Germanic, and it also is like it's also like Occitan as well. It's pretty interesting, but it's like its own thing, So that's why. Um, so we got and it's also spoken in Switzerland, by the way. So we got Savoyard, and this is spoken here. It's also spoken in Switzerland. And then we got Comtois, Franco-Provincial, spoken over here, also spoken in Switzerland. And then we got Besson, Dombis, and Bugis, which is spoken over here. And then we have Lyonnais and Froisien, which is spoken over here. And then we have Dauphinois and Franco-Provincial, which is spoken over here. That's it for the Franco-Provincial. Then we have the Air Occitan, and this is spoken all over the south, and it is related to Catalan. So Catalan is very similar to these dialects. Also, the dialects of the north of Italy are also very similar to the Occitan dialect. So that's pretty interesting. If you speak Italian or Spanish, it may be easier to understand Occitan because it's a bit more similar. But it definitely is more. Occitan is definitely more French-like than it is to Spanish or to Italian. I would say Catalan, though, is very similar to Occitan. Very, very similar. So, we got Dauphinois Occitan, which is spoken around here. We got Provençal, which is spoken around here. We got Languedocian, which is spoken around here. We got Cassinois, which is spoken around here. We got Aoyaquois, which is spoken around here. Then we have Seminole, which is spoken around here. Then we got Auvergnat, which is spoken around here. And then we have Mâchois, which is spoken around here. Then we got Limousin or Limousin, which is spoken around here. Then we have Bergassois et Salade, which is spoken around here. I guess these are two dialects, but they're very similar. Then we got Agenais, spoken around here. And then we have Gascon. And some people think Gascon is different than Occitan because it is a bit different. But for the most part, it's part of that family. Gascon is spoken around here. Pretty popular dialect. But even, like I was telling y'all, there are dialects within the dialect. So there's not one Gascon dialect. They can have multiple, and they can be quite different. But since they're all spoken around the same region, they can kind of understand each other. So here we have Basque, which is spoken around here, and Catalan, which is spoken around here. Quite spoken, Pretty interesting. And then we have Breton, and that's spoken around here, It's a Celtic language. And if you don't know, these people actually aren't Gauls. People think that these are the Gauls. No, they're not the Gauls. They actually came from England, and they went all the way from England and they moved here. So when the Germanic peoples were invading Britain, some of the people moved to France. So that's something, if you didn't know, now you know. Then we have the Germanic languages. So we have some Blas Francique, which is Flamand, and it's spoken around here. It's similar to Dutch. And then we have Francique Mossellan, which is Plattdeutsch, and it's spoken like around here. But it's not, I don't know, yeah, it's a bit different than, but yeah, I guess it's like a Plattdeutsch language. And then we have Franc-Syrien,
I mean Renault, and this is spoken around here, not very spoken. And then we have Bas Alémanique, um, Alcéan, which is spoken around here. I really been fascinating with this. I've been very fascinated with this dialect. Their history is pretty fascinating. Um, and then we have Haut Alemanic, which is spoken here. So it's like Hochdeutsch. It's kind of this dialect is probably similar to like the dialects of like northern Switzerland and the dialects of like the other Hochdeutsch, um, like Swabian. And then we have Corsican. So as you know, Corsica, even though it's more culturally Italian, it's part of France, and this is where Napoleon is from. And they speak the Corse language. And of course, like I told you, there's multiple dialects of even of this language. Um, so Autrement, I don't know what this non represent. It doesn't seem like it's here in the map, but yeah, that's it pretty much. Again, it was Sayar here. Wish y'all a wonderful day, and yeah, take care and keep learning.